Howdy y'all, welcome to Nerd Studio. We're out at the range today with the FN-509 Tactical. Stay tuned. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know we've had the FN line of handguns out, the FNS, and we didn't have an FMP. We had an FNX. We still have that gun around here somewhere, which is the hammer fired. We had several of the FNS out, had them for a while. They're not a bad gun, felt real good. I like the aggressive texture, and they shot real well. Ultimately moved on to the Glock series because that's really what I shoot the best. When I saw they came out with the 509, I really was interested in getting my hands on one. And when our cameraman Brandon said, "I've got the tactical," we got to do a video. So here it is, the FN-509 Tactical. FN is an interesting company. They're from Belgium. They own Browning and one other big manufacturer at this point, but they have all that history of Browning behind them. They're a little weird in that the actual FN stands for Fabrique Nationale, and you might hear them referred to as FN Herstal. Herstal is the parent group of that company, and they're actually owned by a government. The Walloon government in Belgium owns the company. So, socialist handgun. This particular one is made here in South Carolina, Columbia, actually. So you have FN America, FNH America, I think it is. And just holding this gun, it's a pleasure. From the FNS to this 509 is a big step up in how the gun feels and shoots, I'll tell you that already. So some features of this handgun. You'll see this kind of retail $8.99. Brandon bought this one at Rock City Guns, and it's a steal. If you're looking for something that is already suppressor ready, is ready to mount an RMR style, a micro dot on top, you get this right out of the gate. The trigger on this, for what I've shot, is I'm liking it already. We're going to shoot it some more here for you, obviously. So you've got suppressor height night sights right out of the gate. You've got the suppressor ready barrel. You've got the RMR cutout, 10 or more, I think is their marketing material. They say can mount to this system right out of the box. We're chambered in 9mm. You've got the kind of standard 17 round magazine. Brandon, did this come with all three of the mags?
It did.
So you got a 17 round mag, and then hold on folks, the 24 round mag. So the interesting part about these 24 round mags is they are the same size as your slide. So the idea here is that when inserted, you've got basically a box. You're not any further back along what I call the chub line. You're not any further back in the chub line than you are with the slide, and so they feel that that makes this actually a concealed carry handgun with 24 plus 1 rounds. That's the marketing material. I don't know that I agree with that. I don't know that I've got the chub capacity to pack this monster, but if I could, I would. We'll probably do a follow-up video on this after. We're gonna have to hunt down a holster for this guy and give that a whirl. See what it's like to pack it around a little bit, and what the draw stroke is on it. So what else do we know about this? It's got good aggressive texturing. You've got the replaceable back straps, and I still don't know anyone that uses any of those, but every modern handgun seems to be wanting to do that these days. You got magazine releases on both sides. You got slide releases on both sides. Real thought through. That's something that FN does really well. I bought probably my first handgun after having my firearms awakening 10, 15 years ago. and bought the FN-X because it had ambidextrous controls, and my wife is a lefty, and I thought, well, that's great. If my wife has to use it, it'll have all the controls for her, and FN has continued that all the way up here through the 509. We're going to talk a little bit more about the trigger after we shoot it some. Grip texturing here is really nice. It's very aggressive. I don't know, you know, normally I put Talon grips on my guns. This one, I don't know, it doesn't need it. The only reason you might put it there is if you find it a little too aggressive, which we did find that on the FN-S and FN-X line, that after, you know, 50, 100 rounds, you were starting to feel that in the palm of your hand. So we're going to shoot it a bunch here today and figure that out. I do really like the aggressiveness in the thumb well here, right along here on both sides. That gives you kind of, it makes, when I put my hand on the gun, I really feel a natural fit, and having that to reinforce it really does make gripping this gun a pleasure. On top, we should talk about what kind of dot is on here, because this really makes a great package. So at $8.99, if you took your standard Glock and you went out and you got a suppressor barrel and put suppressor night sights that got the slide cut out, well, I can tell you, I went out and did that to my Glock 19. So the Glock 19 is going to run you, you know, $530 or whatever you're going to pay for that. It was pretty much a wash between buying a Zev slide, and there's a video out there on this gun, or getting one cut, and decided to just go ahead and buy the slide. By the time I got through here, put the Trijicon RMR on top, I'm $1,400–1,500 bucks into this gun easy, if not more, along with, and I've got plastic cheapo suppressor height sights on this, not anywhere near the gear that you're finding on this FN. So at $8.99 for the gun, and that's retail, so you're gonna see that less expensive for the FN-509 Tactical. That hollow sun, Brandon, you remember how much?
Yeah, you're $299. You can find them
$299.
some places a little cheaper. But
yeah. And we're going to talk about that. That hollow sound's probably worth a separate video, but this one, it is the HS507C. I think if you flip back through the catalog, you'll see I have this on another FN firearm, the P90. I put the same dot on that, and it's fantastic. So we'll talk a little bit about the dot here after we shoot it some, but at $299, $8.99, if you paid full boat retail, you're $1,200 into this gun, and you've got more than what I've got into this gun. You know, I'm $1,400–1,500 bucks into it. So let's shoot it and then talk a little bit more. So we're just going to take a few shots here with this dot and see how on we are with it. Brandon didn't do any adjusting to this dot. It's right out of the factory, so I think it's on, Brandon. That was me. Oop. My finger getting tired. It's hard to shoot when they lay over on like that. Let me see if I can get this black one here. There we go. That's good. We're probably 25 yards. Let's see, no, 25 feet, not 25 yards. Where we're at on the mat to the steel targets is 21 feet, so that's 25, 26 feet. I like it. That dot's on. Nice. Wow. This gun is a pleasure to shoot. The one thing I really want to know, and maybe I'll look this up and we'll put a little text here to tell you, I would bet this is not the factory 509 trigger. Let me tell you that. This trigger is different. It is more like an M&P 2.0 trigger. I just did a video on that. Much less like a Glock, although this is a flatter trigger shoe here. And the consensus was it's wider than you typically see. Again, I wish we had a 509 or straight up 509 to compare it to, but it's really comfortable to shoot. The reset is going to take some getting used to. It's very different than the Glock and M&Ps that I shoot a lot of, even with things like the VP9 or any of the H&Ks. The reset on this is different. It's not bad, it's just different. It took a few rounds really downrange to get used to it. I don't know, we shot a couple hundred rounds today, so you're getting a couple hundred round opinion. I think the thing I love most about this gun is how it feels in the hand. And you know how I am about that. If you watch the channel, you know I'm not an ergonomics guy. To me, you know, having it like slide into your hand like a, I don't know, a Swedish massage arm. I don't even know what that means. It's meaningless to me. But this gun feels great. The grip texture is perfect. It's not overly aggressive. You're not going to need any kind of grip tape or anything on this. If you got this in, you know, you were in a gunfight, you had blood or dirt or grime, you're going to feel the grip on that thing as well as you will any gun. The Holosun, let me talk about that real quick. And I think Brandon and I are talking about doing some comparisons. So I carry the Trijicon RMR on my Glock 19. That is the last Trijicon RMR I will ever buy. This Holosun, I've looked at the ratings, I've looked at some stress tests that are done out there. It is every bit the sight that RMR is for you and I. I don't know if you're a tactical operator jumping from helicopter kind of guy. Maybe the Trijicon is justification for you. Although if you're doing that stuff, I'm thinking you've got a contract agency or the federal government to back you up. For anyone like you and I that are out there, folks, don't waste your money. Go out and get this Holosun. You have, it has an automatic setting, and you have the solar panel on top. That's going to give you all kinds of battery life. If you need to crank it up, the buttons are easy to get to here on the side. And again, Brandon's going to hold me to this. We're going to get you some close-up shots to lay over right here, I promise. The buttons are easy to use. It looks nice. It's a nice looking optic. The glass is great. The dot is, even on the lower settings, is terrific. One thing we wanted to mention, you know, this gun is a la the 19X, the Glock 19X. This was their military handgun trial submission from FN. I'm assuming it's not exactly what they submitted, but this was the base for their MHT submittal. And we were both going, I don't know why they didn't win this. I've shot the winner, and I like this so much better. You know, it's got to come down to money, folks. It really does. The ambidextrous controls are awesome. These guns are, the FNs are really easy to break down. You've got the breakdown lever here, and it is as simple as dropping that, then letting the slide forward, pull the trigger, and it comes right off. Let's talk about how this gun looks. This is Coyote, is it?
Yeah.
Coyote tan. So their Coyote tan finish looks really nice. I love how they've etched 509 in here. I like everything about the way the gun looks. You also have that FN history behind it, which is fantastic. I'm a big fan of the FN company, even though they have socialist leanings back there in Belgium. Not picking on you guys, really, I promise. I like everything about this gun. I think one of the next things we'd like to try, and Brain and I are planning a suppressor video coming soon, would be to shoot this suppressed, because I think that would be really interesting to see how that looks. You saw the accuracy with the clay targets. I'm not, you know, I'm not a target shooter, folks. I'm not. You guys watch the videos. I'm out here hitting that steel. And even for me with that red dot, I was able to pop those clays 25 feet. It's awesome. I don't think I have anything more to say. If you're really looking for a package that's got, the slide's already cut for you, your suppressor ready, you've got the suppressor sights, night sights for the price, oh my gosh, it's a steal. Wow, that was a fun day. All right, folks, always remember anyone could shoot and have fun. We'll see you next time.
Yeehaw!